What's up, everybody? Jensen Cummings here. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We're talking Chinese immigrants, American dream with Look Who's Cooking. We'll be bringing in Ching-yuan Hu to talk about the food truck business in Denver, Colorado, getting launched here shortly. When did a love for food? Is there a dish? Is there a family get together? Is it the cookout with all the Chinese families? Like, what was that like for you? There's some food memories you have early on.
I remember, Dad being a professor would have at the end of the semester have, the celebration of all his students that were graduating or just finished their, year-end project type of thing. And so they would host Mongolian barbecues on the backyard. So I remember Mom would be prepping all day with cutting down all the vegetables, marinating the meats, that type of thing. And they had a charcoal grill that he had some sort of like makeshift half of a massive sheet pan, essentially. So like it had rims on three sides of it, and the front side didn't have a rim, so he could scoop the food off once it was cooked. But people would go through with their paper plates, take all the ingredients that they wanted, and then Dad would custom cook each plate for the students. So that was a lot of fun.
So what we start with is called, get clear on why you exist. Very existential, big question. Why do you exist? Because if you're going to do this, if you're going to be in this crazy fucking industry, everybody knows, it has to be in you. It has to be why you exist. It has to be, I exist to fill in your personal journey story here. So get clear on why you exist is really important. Why a food truck? Why was that the vehicle? Literally the vehicle. Why was that the vehicle for this business?
When I watched the movie Chef after my dad passed away, that was like, that kind of planted that seed 5 years ago. And so it was one thing that we always talked about, but every time you look at a food truck, it's always like, holy crap, it's so expensive. Like, you need to get a truck that isn't going to break down, plus all the equipment, all that stuff. During the pandemic, I had an opportunity kind of presented to me when I kind of said to the universe, all right, you know what, events are really hard right now. It's hard to get the rejections and the cancellations and all that stuff and catering for people celebrating. And I said, okay, I need something to make me, I need to figure out what it's going to take to make me happy. And literally the next day, somebody had posted they had their food truck for sale. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yes, you were listening,
mm-hmm.
right? Like you were listening, paying attention. I think what you said, what's going to make me happy? And this, for me, this is another pillar, absolute pillar. Sense of belonging is at the center of everything that we do. And if it is not, we are vulnerable. And it's one of the ways that restaurants get themselves into trouble because we forget, right? We are built different. There's something so compelling, so motivating, and you're gonna hear those words from me a lot, compelling and motivating for us being in the fire, being a part of that team dynamic, struggling, if we don't bleed out of our eyeballs, we don't respect it. It's not always healthy, yet it is very much that sense of belonging. When you find a restaurant, you feel more like yourself than you do without that restaurant. Sense of belonging is going to come up again and again. And for you, it's like, what is that thing that's going to make me happy? And you went straight to food memories. And that's what I want to share with people because I think that's going to be important. Mission story. This is the evolution of the mission statement for us. The mission story. This is very personal to you. Look Who's Cooking delivers comfort to communities by cooking up compassion. Now, this is important because you said things that are in you. Your personality needs to come out of this now. This is going to be one of our big focus points throughout all of this, is if I can copy and paste another brand's name in there, JoJo's Chicken Shack delivers comfort to communities by cooking up compassion, then it can be somebody else's story. And we want this to only be your story. Somebody else could do that. And we want to really think about that. So delivers comfort. What does that mean to you? When you think about delivers comfort, why is delivering comfort quintessential for you? What does that represent?
I think that's that cozy comfort sense of belonging, that it's a safe space for people to come get food, I think is kind of like one way that I like to think about it. So, when I used to have potlucks and stuff with friends, I had one friend that was vegan and she'd always had to bring her own stuff because other people didn't really navigate around that. So my goal was when we had those parties, I was always creating something that was vegan, but accessible to everybody as well. So people would be like, hey, I want to try that, you know?